This is like part 3 of my dysfunction that added to or contributed to the loss of my marriage. And that is, I couldn't stay present. And basically what I found out is, if I'm constantly needy, if I'm constantly seeking validation by trying to get a response from my wife, now ex-wife, or girlfriend, or whatever the future holds, I'm constantly trying to do things that ensure that she is going to reciprocate, or anybody, even a friend, is going to reciprocate in some way that makes me feel worthy, or helps my self-esteem, or gets me sex, or gets me a compliment, or gets me whatever. I can't be present. I don't think anybody can be present when we're focused on always trying to get the other person to do something. And especially if you don't tell them, which is classic nice guy syndrome, an unspoken contract where I'm going to do something for you, and then I'm going to expect you to do something for me, but I'm not going to tell you what that thing is. I'm not going to tell you there's an expectation. I'm not going to tell you what I need or want. That's what I was doing. So imagine how my now ex-wife felt, my wife felt for years when I was constantly doing things just to get a response from her in a specific way to validate my self-worth. You can't be present. There's no way for me to be present when I was doing that. No way. Now, fast forward 6 hard months after the breakup to now, it's about 6 months, maybe a little bit more. I've been working with 2 professionals. I stayed in the difficult emotions, and I looked around, and I worked on it, and I understood it, and I started seeing clearly my stuff and her stuff. It's amazing. I can even see what she needed and where she showed up that needed work, which got in the way of her showing up or being available in the relationship whole. But I'm not going to, this is about me and my contribution or my dysfunction. And so that's what, I couldn't stay present. And maybe I had moments where I was present, but as soon as my emotions start getting out of whack, I couldn't handle it. I'd get overwhelmed. And if I wasn't validated or I wasn't getting validated, I would shut down. And I would say yes to a lot of things I shouldn't have. I touched on this on the previous video. Said yes to a lot of things that I would do, a lot of things, whether it's projects around the house that I actually couldn't complete, or it was, it was too hard or whatever. I would say yes to a lot of things because of trying to get validation. I wasn't being authentic. And that's boring. I mean, someone who's always trying to mirror what you want to hear, it's boring. Imagine how boring of a person I've been. Now, some of you may not have thought about that because I've done some kind of fun things along the way, but I like being able to have my own journey. I like being able to do things that I like and not have to worry about what other people think, or post a video about whatever I want, whenever I want, as often as I want, and not have to worry about who cares what other people think. It doesn't matter if it doesn't. It doesn't matter. I have to please myself, and I don't have to validate. Man, it's a good place. Good stuff. So be careful about whether or not you can be present, or if your emotions are overwhelming you, or if you're doing something to get a response rather than just being present and being yourself, because you're more interesting, you're more valuable, and your relationship might actually last.